Hello everyone, welcome to the next class on the MATLAB code of the optimization technique. Today we will discuss by the step-by-step explanation of the dual simplex method. Myself Dr. Garg, working in the School of Mathematics, Thapar Institute. You can send me any emails if you feel any doubt regarding any MATLAB programming, or else you can browse this link for more updated videos. So in the last few lectures we have studied about the simplex method. Now we are the dual simplex method. So firstly, we must know that what is the difference between the dual simplex method and the simplex method. So we all know that in the simplex method, what we studied is we start with the any basic feasible solution that is called as the BFS. So we start with the BFS and we will try to move towards the optimal solution such that if my problem is maximization, then we are moving in such a way that until this condition satisfied for all j. On the other hand, in the dual simplex method, we will start with the infeasible solution and but optimal solution is there, and we will proceed until we will get the feasible solution. So what is the feasible solution is, if we draw this is my simplex table and this is the solution column. If all those values in this solution column is positive, so say a of end value, if it all are either greater than or equal to 0, then we code as this is my feasible solution. So that is the task of this. In other words, what you can see that there are the two things. One is the feasibility, second is the optimality. So when you say that it's optimal and feasible, so if you already have the feasibility and you are trying to prove the optimality are there, it means you start from feasibility and reach at the optimality, then we use the simplex method. On the other hand, when you have the optimal condition and you want to preserve their feasibility, then we use the dual simplex method. And this is the basic difference between the simplex and the dual simplex. And the advantages of the dual simplex is, in this dual simplex method we do not require any kind of the artificial variable. It means if we do not require any kind of the artificial variable, it means the Big M method or the two-phase method is not applicable in the dual simplex. So once the artificial variable is not applicable, then definitely we will save a lot of the labors when this method is applicable at this table place. So in the last few videos we have covered the simplex method MATLAB code. If you miss any of them, one of them, you can browse these links. MATLAB code of the graphical method, standard form, BFS, simplex method, Big M, two-phase method are there. Or else you can simply click on the channel name, this or link here. You will find all those MATLAB codes are there. Now in this video we will see the MATLAB code of the dual simplex method. So what is the strategy we can follow is, we can firstly write this, all those constants, whatever the constants are there, it must be of the less than sign, and objective function is my maximization. So you can convert the minimization to maximization by negative, and all the constants must be of the less than sign, so you can multiply with the negative. So here similarly, if my problem second, I will discuss two examples in this video. Now here problem is already maximization, but my task is to convert the greater than sign into the less than sign by this. Okay, so now we will start with this example to move on to the MATLAB programming. So let's start with this, how you write the MATLAB code of this problem. So let's start with the dual simplex method. You can firstly start with the format short, clear all and CLC. There is nothing you can do, just you can copy this text from here and paste in the MATLAB file. Look at that, I can paste here. Okay, similarly whatever I have written in this screen, you can just copy it and paste in the MATLAB file. Now I can solve this method with the help of the dual simplex. So firstly you have to define the variable. If you write this in terms of the standard form, so what is that? This is plus s1, and in the second case is plus s2. Okay, so you firstly define the variables x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, and the last one is a solution. Now write cost, that is the objective function value. What is the value of the x1? Minus 2. What is the value of the second variable x2? 0. x3 minus 1. s1 0. s2 0. Solution 0. And this info, that is this matrix, minus 1, minus 1, 1. Okay, -1, -1, 1, semicolon, that is the second row, -1, 2, -4. If you write in the standard form, then your info will be like this way: -1, x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, and the solution is my -5, semicolon. For the second row, it's -x1 plus 2x2 minus 4x3. So -1, 2, -4, 0, 1, -8. Either you can write like this way. So if you want to write like this way, then out of these two, you can write only one. So I can copy this file and paste here. Look at that. Okay. Now, once you enter these all values, we can define the matrix A. We can define the matrix A as info of this. Remember that in this case, I have used without the slack variable. So then you have to write S as the EIE. Look at that. What is the meaning of the EIE? As we already discussed that, if I write as EIE3 is a identity matrix of 3 cross 3. EIE is identity matrix of 2 cross 2. So in this case, I have to define, I have copied this text and paste here. S is identity of size info 1, and you can define the matrix A as info S and B. Otherwise you can call this A as info only. If you write identity matrix on the right hand side here, this B is my right hand side. Now this is there. Now you have to firstly construct this table. This value -1, -1, -1, 2 you have saved in the matrix info, that is a. Now you firstly define this S1 and S2, that is which corresponding to the I. So you have to firstly find the identity matrix. So I can copy this text. What is that? You have to find this column. So what is the meaning is, you have to compare this first column, this, look at that first column, with this is my S. So with this one. So if they are equal, if it is equal, then we can preserve the value of I, that is a column. Otherwise we can move it again and again. So look at that, this value is not preserved, this value is not equal, this value is equal. So this is my column number 1, 2, 3, 4. So I is my 4. So you can save the basic variable as a 4. Then after that you can compare this, it will be my 5. So the answer of basic variable is 4, 5. So look at that, I just simply copy the text from here. I can copy this text and paste here. Okay, now if I just run the file, you can see that if I just run the file, now look at that, this is a 4, 5. Now if you want to print the file, what you can do is, you can simply use the printing command. fprintf basic variable display variables of the whatever the answers. So look at that, what is the meaning of this? If I just copy this text from here and if I paste this, if I run the file, look at that, basic variables are S1, S2. My basic variables are S1, S2. Okay, now what you can do in the next part is, you have to find this row. How you find that? You can simply multiply this cost value. So you can find the ZJ minus CJ cost BV minus of this. So look at that, if I just want to write here as my ZJ CJ is cost of the basic variable into A minus of the cost. So look at that, if I run the file, my ZJ minus CJ is 201000. Look at that, 201000. Now finally you want to print this one in terms of the table. So in order to print the file, you have to use the same command that we discussed in our printing purpose. So this is the command you can simply put up here. So look at that, once you print the command, look at that, tables are 2, -1, 1 corresponding to x1, 2, -1, 1 corresponding to x1, last one is solution 0, -5, -8, 0, -5, -8. So how you print them? You can use this command. This ZJ CJ means ZJ minus CJ row. Matrix A, you have to print to the table form, so you have to array to table of this value. Now you have to put as a simplex table, so property replaced with the variable. Now, so this is the first table. Now you have to find the firstly living variable. So how you find the living variable is, you take these two values, you have to find this as a minimum. So I call as the SOL A of the last column. Now once you find this, you have to find whether, you have to check whether this is a feasible or not. How you check that? If all these solution values are less than 0, it means current solution is not feasible. Or I can say any. If any of the value is less than 0, then it is not feasible. Otherwise, it is feasible. Okay, so I can copy this text from here so that you can understand the concept one by one. This. So look at that. I can paste the text here. Okay, so if I just run the file, so it means the current solution is not optimal because the value is negative. So if it is not optimal, then you have to find the living variable firstly. How you find the living variable? So anything which is written after this text, you can copy paste in between them. So how you find the current is not, so you have to find the living. So this is the most negative part. So how you find this one is minimum. So you can find the living variable, pivot row minimum of the solution. So look at that. If I just copy this text from here and if I just print it, so if I run the file, so look at that. This is my living variable. So living row is second. So you can put up this text here. Now once you are finding this is their living row, then you have to find the entering variable. So how you find the entering variable is, you firstly take the ratio of this value up to this, so it means you have to left the last column. So you have to take the row. This is which row is the corresponding to the pivot row. So I denoted as a pvt underscore row. This zj is nothing but my this value and -1. Once you are defining this, then how you find that? You have to find the ratio of only those values which are negative. So how you define this negative is condition. If any value of this row is less than 0, we define 2 minus 1 modulus sign, 1 divided by modulus sign, nothing else. Okay, so you have to define the absolute value of zj minus cj, we denoted as a zj divided by row. And otherwise you can't calculate this, and after that we have to find the minimum. Okay, so in order to find the minimum, so the else ratio will be, you can assign the very large value called as the infinity. On the other hand, if you not take this modulus sign, then you have to take as a minus of infinity. Okay, now after doing this, it means you have this. After that you have to find the minimum ratio. So once you are doing the minimum ratio, so which one is the minimum ratio, you can print here. So I can copy the text from the code and I can write here. See what will happen in the output file. So I can write here. Look at that. If I just write everything, if I just run the file, look at that. In this living row is, this is my living row. What is the entering one is, the minimum ratio is, look at that in the output file, 2 upon -1 and 1 upon -4. What is the minimum row is? This is corresponding to this. So that is third column is there. So look at that, the entering variable is third. So once you are finding the entering row and entering this, then you have to find this value. So S1 and S2 are denoted as a basic variable. So you have to delete this S2. So S2 means this row, and this row is denoted as a PVT row. So you have to replace the updated row value with this. Once you are here, then you can print the value as here. Look at that, the output file. So look at, if I just update the value. Okay, so if I just print here, so look at that, the original value are my, in the original table the values are S1 and S2. Now in the updated one, S1 and X3, look at that, S1 and S3. Now what you can do after that, once you are finding this, then This you have to find the pivot row. This is the pivot row. What is the position of this matrix? This is the matrix. This is the leaving. This is the entering. So what is the row is? Pivot row. Column is my pivot column, because I denoted as a pivot column here this. So I can find the pivot key. So this answer will give you -4. After that you have divided this row by -4. So which row is? Pivot row. So look at that. If I just divide this line by here, update the matrix. So look at that. So if I just run the file, is there value of this? Look at the last row. 0.25, 1/4, -half, -1/2, 1, 1, then 0, then -0.25, and so on. So last value. Now, how you find the updated values are there? So you have to find, you have to divide it. Now you have to this, if this is my R1, this is my R2, this is updated. So how you find this R1? So you can use them R1 minus R2. Okay, so in journal we can use the for loop. We have to update all those values which are not equal to the pivot row. A minus of this are there. So look at that. If I just copy this text from here, and if I just update the value, I can update the value here. Now if I just run the file, so look at that. The value of A is -1.25. Look at that. The value of this is -1.25, -0.5, -0.5, 0, 1.25, -7. Look at that. Okay. Now the only thing is how you find Zj minus Cj. The same way we have calculated previously. That is cost of basic variable multiply A minus cost. The same value we have used to update. We have used the same value like this. We can copy the same value, and again we want to print the value, print the table. So I can copy the value of Zj and printing table. So I can paste here. So look at that. So this is there. Now these values are there. Now you want to print the file. So in order to print this is there. So look at that. Is this value is there? I can print the file. Now look at that. Two tables will be there. First value is, what is the basic variable is S1, S2. Look at that. S1, S2. Then Zj minus Cj is 201, 201, 0, 0, 0. Now this is the printing table. Look at the printing table is this. 2, -1, 1, -1, 0, -1, 2. This. Okay. So this is my pivot key. So leaving variable is second row is leaving. Third column is enter. Leaving row is second. Third column enter. So once you can do this, what is the new basic variable is S1, X3. This. Okay. Now and this 7/4. Look at that. The value of the table is 7/4 is this. 1/2. 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now is this table optimal? Yes. Is this table feasible? No, because one of the values is still negative. So what you can do? Now you can repeat the process again and again. So in order to repeat the process again and again, you use the while loop. So I can use this command for the while loop. Okay. So what you can do is you can put this run before the SOL solution B. So look at that. If I just type here, this is my, I can now repeat the command again and again. So I can call as run is to while run. Okay. So this else, what is my else is? So look at that. If this else, run is false. So if you look at this file and look at this, else run is false. So this is the complete table. If I just run the MATLAB file, so you can see I can run the file this. If you look at the output tables are there. So Now the next one is one living row is 1 and twin variable is 2. Look at that. Now this is the living, and out of these two, which one is the minimum is? This is the minimum. So the second column will enter living 1 and twin. So x2, x3. So look at that. The next table is x2, x3. Okay. So basic variables are x2, x3, and the updated tables are 0.5, 2.5, 1.5. 0.5, 2.5, 1.5, and the last one is -9, 14, 9. Okay, now check whether this is feasible or not. Now look at that, all the values are positive, so your program will terminate. Current solution is feasible and optimal. Now in order to final, this is there. Now you want to print the file. So in order to print the file, you have to store the values, and you can simply copy this optimal table solution from here. Look at that, I can paste the values at this. Okay, so this is there. So if I finally run the file and look at the output, so optimal BFS is x10. Look at the optimal solution from here. What is that? X2 is my 14, x3 is my 9, x1 is 0, s1 0, s2 0, and the value of z is -9. So look at the answers. x1 0, x1 0, x2 14, x3 9, 14 9, rest 0. Solution is -9. So this is the simple MATLAB code of the dual simplex method. I will show you one more time. Okay, so if you want to solve the next example, the only thing you can change here. Okay, how many variables are there? You firstly convert this into the less than sign. So this becomes my here. Okay, this is an objective function. You have to convert the maximization, otherwise the rule will be changes. So here, so look at that cost. How many variables? If you use the slack variable, then plus s1 here, plus s2 here. So x1, x2, s1, s2 solution. What is objective function value? -5, -6, 0, 0, 0. And constant values are -1, -1, -4, -1. Right hand side is 0, or otherwise you can define a as like this way. What is the a is? -1, x1, x2. What is the s1 in this? 1, s2 0, then -2, then -4, -4, 0, 1, -4. You can write like this way as you wish. Okay, so once you can do, I can show you the answer of this also. So look at that. If what you can do is I can simply uncomment this. Okay, and I can put the comment here. Now nothing is changed. You can simply run the file. Now you can see the optimal tables are there. The first one is s1, s2 is the entering variable. Living row is 2. Look at that, -4 is the living. 5 by -4 and 6 by. So this is the minimum value. So first row is, so x1, x2 is the basic variable. After that, this table, after this, and this is the feasible and optimal both. So this is the optimal answer. So if you look at the complete MATLAB file, look at that, you have to find the starting BFS. You have to find the print. You have to find the zj minus cj, then final print. Then you have to run the file again and again until your solution will be positive. If any value of any of the value less than 0, then it is not feasible. Find the living variable with the help of minimum. Otherwise, you have to find the entering variable with the ratio. Then you have to update the basic variables. Then update the table. Okay. Finally, print the solution. And if condition is not satisfied, condition is if any of the solution is not less than 0. It means all are positive. So it means the current solution is feasible and optimal both. So finally, you can print the solution and run the file. So this is the simple MATLAB programming of this. If you want to compare the performance of the dual simplex method with the simplex method, you can browse this link or else this for more update videos. So if still there is any doubt, you can tell me, you can ask me, your queries are there. Till then, best of luck students, happy learning.